we're finally live. Yippee-yay, this is good news. Welcome to the 13th DAO call in this year. So we're doing this on a weekly basis. And also, Ceci, when you're typing, please mute yourself.
Oh, sorry.
I love calling people out on this stuff. It's like, sorry, it's like one of my most favorite topics. And yeah, so the DAO call, again, this week is probably going to be a little bit slim, but that shouldn't have a big impact because there's still some important stuff we need to talk about and just bring on everyone's radar. Let me hit up on the schedule. And also, Post Architect, welcome. Lucky D, first joiner, welcome. Christy from C3 is here. And Jonathan is here. So thank you guys all for joining. I think Danny is also here. Sorry, Danny. I love you. I'm sorry. How could I have missed you? You were actually covered by my other window. So I have a great excuse for this. Okay, first things first. We do have attendance badges. And as you guys know from the last airdrop, people who actively participate in these meetings and just, show any form of contribution to the protocol and to the DAO, of course, we're trying to make sure to honor that. And so if you're minting some of these attendance badges, which are only available for a short amount of time, you also become eligible for the airdrop. So you better get yours for today. Yours for today. All right. So Julian is not going to be with us. He excused himself, I think, earlier this morning, saying that he's attending a live event. So don't be surprised. That is actually happening. And so maybe just on a quick note, and also if you're curious where you can find this agenda, you can actually find this on the ticket itself as well. But also we do have a weekly DAO call forum chat on Discord that you can always check out. If you would like to have a space on this very call, just hit me up in advance so I can add you to the schedule. I don't really like to do this on the day itself because sometimes the schedule is very packed and then this is quite inconvenient. But like, just give me a heads up, like maybe a day before, right? And I will happily add you to the agenda. So if you're building something on Unlock Protocol, if you want to share an idea with the community, this is the spot to do it. All right. So let's dive right into this because it is a lot. It's slim, but it is a lot. So we have some updates in operations and coordination. So biggest update, I guess, is we are on the next round of Gitcoin. So we would appreciate, in case you guys don't know how that works, in Gitcoin, which works with quadratic funding, it doesn't matter necessarily how much one person donates to a project, but it does matter that a lot of people donate a little bit, right? So be conscious about that. So it's better that you ask your friends to help you each spend, like, let's say $2 instead of you spending $10, if that makes sense. So with that said, we would appreciate any donation. So if you like the protocol, if you want to contribute to its growth, then consider supporting us on GG23, because obviously these funds go back to the treasury and are being used by the community for the community. That said, please support. Also, there's actually a lot of people have applied to this Gitcoin round that we know of that are anchored into this community as well. So once you're on there, if I were you, I would consider exploring a little bit around and figuring out if you want to maybe donate another $1 or $2 somewhere else. Again, in this case, it doesn't matter that you spend a lot. It matters that a lot of people spend a little bit, which is kind of exactly. Cici is like, yes, I approve this message. I love that. Thank you. All right. Then I want to share my screen quickly because we have received an update from Leah Sams, the illustrators working on our role design NFTs. So let me quickly do that because I think she's been really hard at work, like this woman. So as you guys saw last week, right, she presented us these sketched outline, I want to say graphics for the different roles that she imagines. alongside the role structure we provided her with, of course. And so this is her update, right? So she said, I think this might be a good point to share my progress because the colors I decided to use alongside the unlocked purple are various shades of blue and gray to hint more at the nautical theme. She brightened the unlocked purple slightly to make it fit better. And the steward artwork is not completed yet, but she's outlined below what my outstanding jobs are, or what our outstanding jobs are. And so my quest is essentially bring this to you because she can't be with us today here. So she asked me to do that for her. And obviously this is not meant to say lead steward, it's just meant to say steward, right? But these are like the different individual images that she would essentially deliver. So we can use them in a very modular way for our own profiles if we feel like it. And also, hi, Captain Southpaw, thanks for joining. So yeah, these are kind of the NFTs that we were thinking of launching alongside these roles, the role structure, of course, embedded in HATS protocol, and so on and so forth. So she did this in two colorways. So essentially what I'm asking of you, and I already, my comment was that I think the orange feels too far away from Unlock right now. So I don't see this happening. But yeah, like the important part is not what I think. The important part is what all of you think, right? This is how this works. So spreading the work across everyone to just comment and reason within the chat and let her know what you guys think about it. One thing that I want to mention I like a lot is the modularity of these graphics. So, you could potentially just use your own like existing PFP and add the frame to it, right? You can use the full PFP if you hold the row. You can also just use it without the border, which is also cool. So I think it comes with a lot of variation, but yeah, curious for your inputs in the chat because she can't be here with us today. Does that sound fair and okay to everyone? Anyone wants to complain about this? Do it right here, right now. No complaining. I love you guys. Thanks. No complaining is good. At least today is great. Captain Southpaw already tippy typing. That's fantastic. That's the way this is supposed to be. Okay, cool. So moving on. What I also saw happened is Lana being aware of an optimism grant. And so Ceci, Lana, and Julian worked on getting things moving for that because it actually did need Julian to apply for it since he has like full authority over GitHub. So yeah, well, shout out to Julian and Lana for making that happen because I told you guys we should start applying for all the different ecosystem grants and essentially spend that at least for a big portion spend this on loyal users of the protocols per chain. So in form of retroactive funding, probably. So I think this is really great progress. Also, just saying this once again, if you guys are on the DEF CON forum or can take out 5 minutes of your busy day to go here, I think it would be really, really great to have more comments on this. I know it's going to take probably some people like 10 minutes or 15 minutes to do that. But please just do it. It's like, it's so important because obviously DEF Connect is like, I think not taking this serious enough. Like they have not been using on-chain tools for ticketing. They have a great opportunity to give like the spot to people who are like decentralized, peer governed, right? Open source. And they're choosing for some reason not to do it with the excuse of, I think it's too late by now. I heavily disagree on anything being too late right now. So please guys, take some minutes and actually comment on this. This goes a long way because having a presence with Unlock at DEF Connect this November in Argentina would be absolutely smashing and grand. So yeah, I know it's always an ask to be like, hey, can you write like something? Because then you get all in your head and you get stuck easily. But don't overthink it. Just tell the people how you feel about Unlock. That's fine. If it's just 2 sentences, just 2 sentences. If you agree with anything that was written, that's also fine. But I think anything counts in that sense. On that note, we're going to finally start appreciating our community role in inhabitants. So first up, in about 2 weeks from now, will be Sissy. I think we should be able to launch the event by tomorrow to actually spread this on social media and also on the Discord channel. But essentially, bring some spotlight to Stacey, her role at Unlock DAO, and making more people aware about it is the goal of that. And we're going to continue this, obviously, with a David, with a Blake card, with Danny, and so on and so forth. Looking forward to you guys sharing this around once we have this up and running on socials. And vote on the refunding proposal for East Denver. I'm also going to say some other things about this. So we have currently 2 active proposals on Tally, just in general. One of them is the refunding for Tech Fusion, East Denver, and East Cinco de Mayo. In case you guys haven't caught up or onto that, I actually, because I knew this would be hard to remember how this all connects. So all of these, the original proposals, and specifically in the relation to the Tech Fusion Festival from last year, I linked the original payment that I received from a previous Tally vote. So I received it, right? But then I had to pay back to the treasury. So that is the second transaction linked here. I had to pay back to the treasury so we could execute a payment that needed urgently to be paid for. And the actual funds hadn't been received yet to make that up payment. So hence, this is what happened. And so you can follow this up. If you have more questions, if you have more doubt, just feel free to reach out and doubt all the way. Also attached the 2 invoices that we used to order the merch with. Good for us. Merch is still here, so I'm just going to take it to East Cinco de Mayo, which is nice. So we still have cool what's up pins to spread around. So obviously intend to do that. And the other proposal we have up is on the legacy DAO Tally, just here. So this is bring back the ARB and UDT on Arbitrum to mainnet. But as you guys can see, legacy voters, Lana, Danny, and myself have already voted on this with majority. So this proposal should go through as planned. But yeah, the other one is up to you to vote on. So please do that. And again, if you have questions, don't be a stranger and just ask, right? Because that's totally fine to question stuff. All right. That is that. What else is there? We actually published today the official East Denver recap newsletter. So it's roughly based on the Charmverse report that I wrote. But obviously I left out like some of the more internal details that are not really for the public. Obviously you guys are mentioned that you were there with me. And it's like about the funds that were spent, right? Which events we sponsored, the tickets for those events to check out, the networking and future opportunities that we identified, and saw some lessons that I think we only could have learned due to doing this. So I lined these out as well, and action items that came in from that. Some of them have already been checked off the list. Others are still work in progress or haven't been attended yet too. Give this a read if you want. Collect one. They're actually collectible, so you can collect them if you want to. All right. Kara, is Kara with us here yet? Nope. Okay, because Kara reserved a spot for today. So maybe pushing her further down the line for when she joins. That's fine too. Finances and resources, just a quick few updates. Maybe Danny has been working on and off on the A-bond proposal and adding these additional funds. But there has always been like some mismatching in the pull requests that Julian pointed out. And so it's been a little bit of a back and forth which means automatically, yeah, it's not been really moving forward. Julian is out today, so Blake had poked Julian today to review that pull request, but he's not. He's attending a live event in New York. So I want to assume he's not going to come back tonight and just going to sit there and approve some pull requests. So I already told Danny before you guys joined maybe that he pokes him again tomorrow. Same counts for the status with Ninja Promo. Actually, I was wondering about that since the amount of money is actually much less than originally requested. Should we just launch it through the front end of Tally and pay the fee that comes with it? Can I get some opinions about this? Question mark strucken faces. Okay. You think yes? Yeah. Is this like more of a yes? More of a yes situation?
I don't know the details of what you're talking about, so I can't make a decision.
Oh, okay. So the Ninja Promo proposal is about paying the marketing agency that we picked through a snapshot vote, right? So the next step now is actually getting them that amount that they're requesting, which is about, what was it? 4 ETH, I think, for Ethereum.
9,600.
Oh, that's less. Okay, $9,600. So the point is like getting that to them either. So we can pay them in ETH through wallet, so no problem. But the question is always when Danny helps us bring these things on chain through the back end of Tally, it means we can avoid Tally fees. Otherwise, we have to pay Tally fees, right? So for higher amounts, for example, when we paid like all of these tokens to the 8-bond contract, it just made a lot of sense to avoid paying so much fees, right? So this is why Danny is helping us bringing this like through the back end on Tally. But yeah, my question is, should we also do that for Ninja Promo? If not, like I can basically post this out today and we're done with it.
So my question is twofold, I guess. Are they doing work right now before getting paid, knowing that they will get paid? I didn't think so. The other question is, was the price pegged to an ETH amount or to a USD amount?
No, they essentially, we have to, yeah, you go, Stacey.
Sorry. Yeah, we requested to do it on ETH, but the amount was declared on USD, so we can track that amount on the ETH price.
I would say that that's a really rough decision to do right now because ETH has tanked. And I don't know. I personally don't think it'll stay there or go lower, but I have no clue at all. That would be my only concern, to do it immediately.
I mean, there's like, obviously, you know, they have been patient. There is not really a rush, but eventually we want to get started working with them, right? So it's, I mean, we can wait this out a week. I don't mind, right?
I guess that's what I would
like, I don't
maybe suggest, because the initial shock of all the tariff bullshit, I think maybe it's going to start bouncing back.
Sorry.
I mean, you know, with your president, I just don't know. I just don't know because it's all over the place.
Neither does fucking anybody else. Let's be real.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow it's like 10x, right? Who knows? Like, we never know what's happening.
Wasn't the whole point of crypto is that we wouldn't be tied to U.S. markets? Do you remember that? Anyway.
Yeah, no, this is not such a great experience, though. That should have gone down differently.
But yeah, I would just ask that maybe like wait a week just to see if it bounces back a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to super hurt us either way. That's all.
No, also Julian, not Julian, Julia is actually not like, she's not pressuring or in any way, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think this offer just keeps standing, and then we initiate this when we feel the time is right. I don't have any problem with this. I can actually very much agree with you on this. So unless anyone else is against waiting, but I think
It's a
let's just wait out.
contract though, right? Like it's already signed and everything. Like you wouldn't be able to have a conversation of like, hey, we understand that we said USD, but like average maybe or something. I don't know.
I got a question.
No, I don't think so.
I didn't think so. Yeah.
Because they're already giving us the less expensive rate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So I don't
figured.
think so. I think Stacey and we already negotiated the shit out of this deal. So
I mean, hell yeah, go you guys.
I don't think there's more we can do.
That's my question.
Yes.
What's the difference between the original rate and the new rate, and how much difference does that cost us in ETH to pay? Like, obviously, it's probably, if they're not, obviously, if they're not,
it's double, I think.
Not double. I think it was 6K or 5K more, something like this. So
wow.
Now I'm actually really happy it's not. Yeah. So
yeah. I mean, if they're not pressuring it to go now, and I can agree with the
it's
week.
fine.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let's wait this out, and I think in the meantime, Stacey, Jonathan, Wonder Woman Code, myself, Post Architect. I think the invoice is in USD.
Oh, got you.
Lucky these. Yeah, they don't do invoices in Ethereum, at least not if they're bound to a regular accounting system, which in this case is the case. And honestly, for most like off and on-chain agencies, it's definitely still a thing. Like I haven't come across any agency that operates also in Web 2 and does like on-chain accounting purely. I've not come across that so far, because they all still need like a physical identity. No, I mean, we could pay in stable coins, but it would not necessarily do us any favor right now either, because we would have to convert part of the treasury ETH to stable coins, right? So not really helping us so much either. Yeah. Anyways, it's fine. We can wait a week. Nothing goes wrong by doing that, I feel. But yeah, just wanted to get your opinions on that.
Yeah. Also consider that the voting process on Tally is not like you vote today and everything goes smoothly.
Yeah, but you have to.
No, but you have to set
put the amount
right now. That's the problem. Yeah.
Correct.
Otherwise, you're right. I wish it would only ask you up on execution how much you would want to pay. Then
maybe that's a question for Danny, is to see if it's possible to put in a dollar amount and then have a conversion execution during execution for the actual amount of ETH at the moment. I'm sure somebody's considered that as a possibility before.
I mean, technically, straightforward is not, I would say no, but if you wanted to do something, I mean, if I thought about it really deeply, maybe there might be a way to execute some kind of transaction that calls an oracle and execute. It's not really feasible in the context of a governance time lock thing, because you would it's really something to think about, really. I mean, typically I would say no, but I would like to really think if it's possible, because I'm thinking about some Uniswap, maybe Oracle, to calculate an amount and then swap and execute, some sort of thing like that, which may be possible, but I need to like actually think it through and maybe experiment on it. But typically, I would go for a no. So this is more like a creative workaround.
Might be a cool thing to do the next
just
round.
off the top of my head. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be a cool thing to think about for the future. And I'm sure other people would like that solution if you do come up with it.
Yeah.
And also, what would also be probably worth your time, Danny? Creating some like template proposals, because when I see how much there is like forth and back, right? So I gave this another thought when you told me that there is always a lot of back and forth between you and Julian. And maybe, just maybe, once a proposal actually succeeds, thinking about how you can turn them on into templates that people or even yourself can use in the future again, to potentially avoid too much back and forth. Is this maybe something you think is worth your time?
Well, that's typically the way it goes when we go through this PR,
Okay.
because the pull request is more or less for a different type of proposal that doesn't already exist in the repo. So once that is like the pull request is merged, then whenever you're doing a similar thing, you just work with that as a template. You basically just change the variables like the amount and the title and description, but everything is the same. So it's basically what is actually happening.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Got you. I didn't know. Okay. Never mind then. If it's already happening, I guess it's fine. And yeah, Stacey, you're right. I think they have decided to start paying on USDC. They did. So will totally impact our own token price doing that. So it's, if you Arbitrum DAO, it feels like it's more affordable maybe to do that versus a protocol DAO. But yeah, absolutely agree. We should, there's another thing to add to my reworking the grant workflow, I guess. Paying generally in stables. Paying in stables. Okay. Got
Yes.
you. Noted. I'm from Sweden, and some of our DAOs and work are in USDC or EURUSD. Interesting. Okay. Much easier in accounting. Yeah, well, that part is for sure true. It's just always a struggle. I mean, right now it would still be a struggle because if we're converting right now, we would still making loss, right? So probably like the idea could be to generally start doing that, but then also like figure out a good timing. I feel like trading bots could potentially help with that, but that's a whole other conversation to have, where we might want to consider having the DAO become also a trader. So, and yeah, Humpty wants to say something. So, Humpty, you want to say it now? You got
Sure.
hit hard. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I was commenting to your comment is all. How's everybody doing? Turn on my video here to say hi. Hey, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just saying that your comment about getting paid in stables is good. Obviously some might argue, oh, well, the market had gone up, then you gained some from it, but there's too much volatility in that. I think stables have a lot of value for that reason. Like the price of goods remains the same. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to circle back in and say thank you again, anyways, to Unlock for having, participated. There was a big brand presence for Unlock, and I know I mentioned some of that already in previous calls. But I also think that there's a lot of relationships that were gained from being there. I know I'm hearing from some of the partners that I had there at the event that they continue to speak to Stella and work with Unlock. So, yep, that's the main kind of driver, not just of attention, but of relationships as well. And if you find yourself in New York, I'm doing something similar. I'll drop the website here. I'm still developing it, so please be kind. I just started building it yesterday afternoon, and it's going to be the landing site for our Instagram and TikTok ads that we enable in the next couple of days.
Oh, very cool. Featured price. I'm already moving on to the featured prices. I'm horrible. Okay. Thank you for sharing this, Humpty.
Yeah, by the way, I will have a section for previous events. So like the On-Chain Creator Summit will be on this website, and so we'll show Unlock there as well. So stay tuned.
Okay, sounds cool. Would you want to... I'm thinking, is this okay, Ceci, if he shares it in a marketing channel? Because I feel it fits. Is that okay? Yeah. Would you want to also share the link in the marketing channel then, Humpty, with like maybe 2 sentences? Wait, sending you the link right now here in the chat. So you don't have to search for it. But yeah, put it in there so it doesn't get forgotten outside this call, please. All right. Thank you for coming forth and talking about this. All right. Maybe one more thing is that David and I are touching back on something that I initiated last year, but then I think we collectively decided it wasn't like important or maybe first priority enough, which is potentially figuring out to build a highly commercialized business case up on the protocol. I know some of you have been working on your own approach to do that. What I'm thinking is more of like, potentially getting us VC capital to do that. And doing it on a very big scale to potentially get, just a lot of funds for Unlock DAO. So I don't know if this is going to work. I'm not super sure yet on the business case itself. David and I, we've been chatting on and off for 2 weeks now, figuring out what could be the best approach to that. Ideally, we do have something at the end of this week to share with you guys. I know Captain Southpaw, right? We discussed this today in a marketing meeting quickly as well. Captain Southpaw and Angela are working on something really cool as well. Post Architect is working on some cool stuff. All involves AI agent as well. So you guys might want to exchange some ideas also with Lucky D now that he's a new joiner. But I'm thinking about something that we can potentially sell as the DAO as well. So think about something where there is not like necessarily a lot of love or passion behind it, but more like fulfilling a very specific need for our users. So not making this about Unlock. Unlock would be just used for the recurring subscriptions. That's it, right? So it's really about building something that has high use potential, if that makes sense. Anyways, not going to spoil more. Captain Southpaw, I know you look like you want to say something. So
I think Angela told me there was a meeting that was really good. I don't know if that's what it was, but I'm sure I'll find out more about it. But I was just going to say, we're going through this process of getting funded right now. And so we're going through all of these kind of VC lists and stuff. So, as you guys are thinking about that, just tap us and maybe we have something you guys don't. Maybe you guys have something we don't, whatever. But yeah, I think that's awesome.
I'm happy to do that. I'm very happy to do that. Thank you for offering. Yeah, like let's see. I did share a little bit more with Stacey and Soho today, and I think there is like I want to say you did not dislike it, but there were concerns shared. So one concern from Soho was that I think she thinks that might distract our focus too much by doing something like this. But I just see a potential that with the current rate of growth, and I mean, we do have growth. We might not have token growth, but we do have like DAO growth. So, but we're not fast enough, right? We're not fast enough in the sense of becoming self-sustainable. And there's just a hard truth. The protocol is a protocol. It will out-survive us. There is no question. It might have stopped having a working website, but the protocol itself is going to survive us. The problem that I see, and I'm making this probably too much drama right now, but this is how I am. I'm a little bit over concerned looking at the future. I just see us spending money and the will to spend money on good things, which makes sense, right? Because you need to spend money to grow. But for like the last 6 years or so, no one has really figured out how to make this protocol self-sustainable, and hence it's DAO working forward. So I think we're at the end of the line and we need to figure it out.
As an aside, have the foundation brought forth anything, or has Angela talked about the opportunity that she has with the guy named Jay? I don't want to overstep. I'm just
wait. What?
Ceci's shaking her head. Yes. Okay. Cool. I just want to make sure that was happening.
No, I did not catch.
Angela,
I did not catch what
do you remember last week Angela shared at the marketing call that all the plan around VCs and this project that Captain Southpaw and her were doing, and also the synergies with some other grants that we could apply because of the project and on all those things. So I think it's a really good approach. But definitely we need to like strengthen our position for these grant applications, and also obviously in synergy with the project. So, but yeah, definitely is a great idea, and I really support it because I think there is a like a business model also that could go on that route too.
Yeah. I think it's just, it requires a little bit of a like different thinking, which I know is always hard in general for humans, for all of us, right? But I think this is our next step. First of all, it's going to provide a viable use case potentially to more people integrating, unlock for their recurring subscriptions. I think that's the one thing, because we've only been putting for like over a year or so a huge focus on ticketing, right? But the sad truth with the whole ticketing industry seems to be like, pay us so we use your free open source tool for ticketing, which obviously cannot be a thing that's self-sustainable, right? So either people, have this like feedback loop that my friend just recently had. I told Sissy about it, where, 5 months ago, she was like, yeah, can you tell me more about Unlock and how I can use it? And then, I talked to her like 2 months later. I was like, hey, what about it? Like, should I help you? Like, do you need help with anything? And she was like, and yeah, happy birthday, by the way, Lucky D, to you and the company. And she was like, yeah, actually, I settled for Shopify and their blockchain integration, and now the whole site has been shut down. Um, because apparently, like, she's like registered in France, not in US, or something like legal, which is why she was shut down for no good reason, actually, right? It's not doing anything illegal or something like this. And so she came back just last Friday and was like, hey, about this unlock thing, can we talk about it again? But we don't have time to wait like 5 months for people one by one coming around to this. This is just my worry, right? And hence maybe doing something that's a little bit bigger proportion and gets us the marketing funds we need to really push this. So yeah, anyways. Yeah, I mean, the rules hit Europe. Yeah, that's true. All right, so we can talk about this when it's getting to there. Ceci, you want to give like last updates on the buyer persona stuff, finalizing content strategy, and our new decision on who takes care of which social media channels. FYI, post architect, I need the TikTok credentials, please, after this call, if you have the time, so I can start experimenting.
Yeah,
okay.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Thanks. So, yes, earlier today we had the marketing working group call, and in fact, we touched base on this buyer persona proposal as we had a first snapshot proposal that didn't go really well. Obviously, it could have gone past, but it's not the better. Like temperature check that for that proposal. So we're going to send a new proposal with much structured and obviously referring to all the discussions that we had before to arrive to that kind of proposal to start working on that buyer persona project. So Soho will be posting this proposal on a snapshot between today and tomorrow. So please stay attentive and give support on this proposal, as it's really a really good opportunity to start identifying the real users and how our users are already interacting with Unlock, and identifying the new personas or what other personas could be our target audience. So please help us out. So this will help us also on all the marketing strategy that we have discussed and worked on. So yeah, that would be awesome to have your support on that. Lately, Jonathan, who is in charge of LinkedIn, he finalized a content strategy, and we're going forward with that. So, would be you will be seeing some many posts around Unlock and all this content on LinkedIn. And obviously, we will be covering also the GG23 round, also posting there enough to have people to know that we are participating on, and also to get like more familiar on how to use Unlock and what Unlock solves for you. And yes, also on that note, as we are participating also on GG23, and we need to start posting more about this round. We need more hands on our socials, so I will be taking care around X on and posting some content on X, and so I will be asking Julian for the credentials, but instead the delegated account. Yeah, because the credentials are not going to work. But but the delegation on the account, so I can start posting and having all those things ready for us. Also, the new social media takeovers. Basically, that Jonathan is on LinkedIn, and Stella will be giving her magic on TikTok and experimenting a little bit on that. Hopefully, so please, they'll help us out on that, so we can continue the work. And also, Angela, Wonder Woman Code, will be creating our social on Blue Sky, so we can also tackle that on that front. Yes, that would be it from the marketing side. If you have any comments, doubts, please.
Perfect. Thank you, Stacey. And yep, confirming Post Architect already shared credentials, so now it's up to me to actually make use of them. Thank you for that. Also, we had a quick discussion today about ETH Bolivia and general sponsorships this year. So I'm gonna try my best to work this week on a grant workflow and this idea of potentially a viable business case. I have a meeting tomorrow with David again, so hopefully we can figure something sensible out for you guys. I'm also going to be in touch this week, get like feedback from Rob from Illust AR to see where they are with the beta staging of the application. Essentially, Rob is someone that I met at ETH Denver. He used to work for Meta Spark. So in case you have heard of that platform, it was a platform responsible for any kind of augmented reality features within Instagram, Facebook, and so on. And that platform was shut down last year, and it caused like huge outcry in the creator community because suddenly all of their stuff was gone and disconnected, which was like classic, why centralized platforms are just not so good problem. And so, Rob is the founder of Illust AR, which is essentially doing all of this again, but in a decentralized format. They're currently at beta staging, so I will poke him and see how far he is with everything for now, because they're also thinking about integrating Unlock Protocol into their current system, because just makes sense. I'm sorry to say, it just makes a lot of sense. because it's free, it's open source, and it's purpose built for exactly these kind of use cases. And just giving the rights back to the people who are actually building, right? Which in this case are the creators. And yeah, so anyways, that is also happening on the site, and that's it. I think we're done. Don't forget minting your attendance badge. You still have 6 minutes. Remember, there is no after this event. There's only within this event anymore. So better get your attendance badge. I also saw Humpty already commenting in the marketing chat. So if you want to follow up, please check out his link, right? Please do your best. And yeah, just stay tuned on socials, and we will all help and try keep you guys posted for anything else that's coming. That's it. See you next week. Bye-bye.